Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Jayam Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Nashtaprayeshu Padreshu Nityam Bhagavati Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Nashtaki. So today being Hanuman Jayanti, and as discussed yesterday, we thought, let's talk about something about Hanumanji. He's the greatest devotee of Lord Ram, greatest servant devotee. I mean, he's the perfection of service. And the amount of services and the kind of services he did for Ram, it's unparalleled. So about his appearance, it's amazing. He is called Vayuputra. He is called Anjani Putra. He is called Kesari Putra, Kesari Nandan. He is called Ansha of Lord Shiva. So how is all this possible? So what happened in Treta Yuga? Once Shivji and Parvati ji, they were on Kailash and they saw some monkeys over there. So somehow they had the desire of enacting pastimes in the form of monkey. So they both took the forms of monkey and they were just having the pastimes on Kailash. But somehow seeing Parvati in the form of monkey, Shivji released his semen. Parvati ji said, I cannot have this semen because if I take this semen, I'll have a baby in the form of a monkey because we both are in the form of monkeys. And she said, I already have a son who has an elephant head. No, I don't want any monkey. But Shivji said, well, this semen has to be kept somehow. It came out, so it must be some arrangement of the Lord. So Shivji called Vayudev that you keep this semen protected somewhere because Lord must have some pastime coming up. So Vayudev said, give it to Varun Dev or Sun God. Shivji said, no, they already done me some favors, now it's your time. Vayu said, if I carry your semen, which is so hot and powerful, I'll become hot. I cannot just take it with me. I'm supposed to cool everybody down. Shivji said, figure out something. Okay. So he came down on earth and he went to this mountain range, and there were some sages, and he told the sages, okay, there was an iron plate or brass plate, and he kept the semen there. He said, this is Lord Shiva's semen, and so protect it. The sages said, okay, it's a mercy of Lord Shiva, we'll look after it. Then, okay, so Vayudev would come there personally and make sure it is protected. Then there was this servant of Brihaspati, lady servant, maid servant, and she would help him carry on his yajnas. So once Brihaspati sent her to get some wood for the yajna. So she went out and she saw some Gandharvas having their union, male and female. And somehow she also developed this lusty desires. So instead of bringing the wood, she came back to the hermitage and she basically jumped on Brihaspati. She asked him, and Brihaspati said, what are you doing? What nonsense is going on? You're behaving like a monkey. Just go become a monkey. So she became a monkey and she cried. She was a lady monkey and she cried. She fell down at Brihaspati's lotus feet and asked for forgiveness. She said, I don't know what came over me and somehow this happened. Even Brihaspati said, I don't know what happened because I wasn't angry at you, but somehow this curse came out of my mouth. So some pastime of the Lord must be about to happen. So you go down on earth. So you are a monkey. You give birth to a monkey, and then you'll come back. Okay. So she came down, and then she met in the forest, Keshari, monkey Keshari, and they just liked each other, and her name was Anjana. So they liked each other, and they got married. So Vayudev came and he gave the semen to Anjana. He said, this is the semen of Lord Shiva and you are supposed to carry it. And you will have a very powerful son born of you who will be a great devotee and great servant of Lord Ram. So both Keshri and Anjana, they were happy to do the service. But another story is when Maharaj Dashrath did the yajna to have Lord Ram have a son, and this celestial being appeared from the fire of the yajna, and he gave 3 pots. So one pot was given to Kaushalya, one to Sumitra, and one to Kaikeyi. But the pot, or maybe it was 1 pot, but first Kaushalya had some part of payasam, and then Kaikeyi had, and then Sumitra had. Sumitra had 2 parts, and both of them, either of them had 1 part each, Kaushalya and Kaikeyi. So that's how Kaushalya had 1 son Ram, and Kaikeyi had Bharat, and Sumitra had Lakshmana and Shatrugna. But Indra sent, I don't know whom he sent. He took the form of a bird, an eagle, and he took the pot away. So took the pot away, and the pot was brought to Anjana. And Anjana took some part of that payasam, whatever was left over. So it could be either that part of payasam or that semen of Lord Shiva. So Anjana gave birth to Hanumanji. Immediately Hanumanji became little bigger, not very big, a little bigger. And Anjana said, my work is done. So she just was going to leave to the heavenly planets to get back to her service. So Hanumanji got hold of her chadar and he said, Mother, where are you going? How am I going to survive here? Who's going to feed me? What am I going to eat? Anjana looked around and it was time of dusk. Sun was about to set. She just looked at sun and she told Hanuman that you eat fruits, anything that looks like that red and yellow, it's ripe, that is something, that fruit is good for you to eat. So you can eat that. And she left. Now Hanumanji is Ansha of Lord Shiva, and Vayudev himself brought him to Anjana. So that's why he is called Vayuputra also, because Vayudev brought that semen. And then Anjani Putra or Anjaneya or Keshri Putra also, Keshri Nandan, and his Ansha of Lord Shiva. So he looked at son and he remembered mother just said that you can eat anything that is red and yellow, ripe like that is good fruit for you. He said, so why not this fruit? The sun. He didn't know it wasn't a fruit. He just leaped. He just jumped. He's son of Vayu. And he just jumped and he went to the sun and he kept the sun in his mouth. He didn't know what it was supposed to taste like. So it was a time Rahu was coming to have his share of sun, because it's a time when solar eclipse supposed to happen. So Rahu was coming, and Rahu saw Hanumanji eating that sun, and he was worried. What is this happening? It's my time to eat the sun. So when Rahu came, Hanuman grabbed hold of Rahu and put him in the mouth also. So both sun and Rahu in the mouth of Hanuman. Now, Indradev, he was having his meeting at that time, and all of a sudden it was dark all over the universe because sun was gone. And he inquired, what happened? Where is sun? How come there's no sunlight? And the demigods told him, oh, sun, somebody ate sun. Who can eat sun? He was surprised. So they said, well, you're the Devendra, so you find out. So Indra was coming towards that place where it was complete dark, and he found that somebody had eaten sun. It was a little monkey who had eaten sun. So he was coming on his Aravat, and he threw his thunderbolt at Hanuman. And Hanumanji saw Indra coming on Aravat, and Aravat, it was very shiny in the middle of darkness. So he jumped at Aravat to eat Aravat also. But in the middle, he met this thunderbolt, and thunderbolt hit him on his jaw, and he fell down on the ground, and he fell down unconscious. Now, when Hanuman fell down unconscious, Vayudev got very angry. How dare Indra hit my son like this? So Vayudev, he just stopped. He stopped flowing. And he stopped flowing means all over the universe there was a problem because nobody could breathe. Without Vayudev, nothing can happen. So nobody could breathe, and all the demigods, they went to Brahmaji. Brahmaji meditated and figured out, okay, Indra, you hit the son of Vayu, that's why he's angry. Let's go to the place where, because Vayudev was with Hanumanji and Hanumanji was unconscious. So all the demigods came there, and then Hanumanji was brought back to consciousness. Sun and Rahu were released, so light was there now. So Brahmaji, understanding he is son of Vayu, and he understood he is Ansha of Lord Shiva himself. He said, they all placated first of all Hanuman. And that's why Hanuman's name is Vajrang also, because his Vajra hit on his Anga, and his Anga's part of his jaw is crooked because of that thunderbolt hit. So all the demigods there, they started giving blessings or benedictions to Hanuman, and to placate Hanuman and to placate Vayudeva also. So Brahmaji gave him blessings that you will live a long life. As long as you want to live, you will live. And even my Brahmastra won't be able to do anything to you. Indra came forward, he begged for forgiveness for his hitting, and he said, from now on, you don't have to worry about my thunderbolt, it will not have any effect on you. Similarly, all the demigods came, and they gave some blessings to Hanuman. But Hanumanji still was not happy. So Brahmaji went into his mind to understand what exactly he wants. And because he was hungry, he was still hungry. And Brahmaji said, okay, so I give you a benediction that you, looking at the fruits and the plants, you will understand the medicinal value, whether they're good or bad plants. And any fruit that you want, you will understand its value, and then you would be able to eat it. So now Hanumanji was happy. So all the demigods went back, and Hanumanji went to his father, Keshari. And now Keshari was father. He would be busy with his own work, and Hanumanji was alone, and he was little boy, and having all these benedictions, he was very naughty also. After all, he's a monkey. And naughty in the sense he would go to the ashram of different rishis and he would play with the tiger and elephant at the same time. He would tie up their tails and tie them up outside the rishi's door, and the rishi would be scared. And once some rishi in the early morning he had to go out to answer nature's call, and when he opened the door there was a tiger tied up, and when he opened the window there was a elephant tied up, and he was scared. And then on top of the tree he saw Hanuman laughing and clapping. And then the sage, he cursed Hanuman. He said, although you have lots of powers, but you will forget all your powers until somebody reminds you of those powers, and you would be using those powers in the service of Lord Ram. So anyway, so this happened, and then he grew a little older, and he went to his father Keshav. He said, Father, I have all the benedictions, but I don't have any knowledge. I don't have the knowledge of the scriptures. So Keshav said, that is to be given by Suryadev. He has all the knowledge. So you go to sun god, Suryadev. So Hanumanji jumped all the way to sun. And Suryadev said, oh, are you going to eat me again? Hanumanji said, no, I'm not here to eat you. I'm here to beg you to give me the knowledge of the Vedas. Suryadev said, well, I don't have time because I have to move always. And Hanumanji said, no problem, I'll move with you. But Suryadev said, see, on my chariot, there are 60 million sages sitting. There is no room for you. Hanumanji said, no problem, I'll move with the chariot. I'll not sit down, I'll stand. Okay, but you have to stand facing me, so you have to move backwards. So, okay, no problem. So he got all this knowledge from Suryadev, moving backwards. 1 full year he did that. So Suryadev, after giving him knowledge, he said, what about my Guru Dakshina? Hanumanji said, okay, whatever you want. So Suryadev said, I have a son who's also a monkey. So you become his minister and you always protect him. Now, who was Suryadev's son as a monkey? So what happened, there was one lady, I'm forgetting her name. She was very, very chaste lady, not Savitri. I'm forgetting her name. So, but her husband, although his name was Ugra Tapasya, but her husband was a debauchee, although he was suffering from paralysis. But her husband was a debauchee and he would want to go to the prostitutes all the time. And the lady was so chaste, she would carry her husband in a basket to different prostitutes every night. So once they were going and a sage saw them, and the sage got very angry at Ugra Tapasya. He said, what in the world are you doing? You don't even have any shame or anything? What are you doing? So sage cursed him that with the rise of the sun, he will die. And the wife said, if this is the condition, I'll not let the sun rise. So tomorrow the sun will not rise. So again, because of her chastity, the next morning, sun got stuck. He could not move. So sun's charioteer, Aruna said, okay, he looked around, sun, Suryadev is not there, not moving. And he asked around what happened. Oh, at least he won't move for 24 hours. So some negotiation is going on. So Aruna said, at least, okay, I got a day off today. So he looked around, he said, what to do. He went to heaven, Indralok. And Indradev was having a big party and Menka was going to dance. And party was by invitation only. So Aruna thought, let me enter this party. But he didn't have the invitation. So he took the form of a lady, Aruni. And when he went to the gate, the gatekeeper stopped her and she said, "Oh, I'm the makeup artist of mankind. Without her proper makeup, she won't be able to dance." So they let her in. So Aruni was there on the stage behind the curtains, and she was just looking at Menka dancing, and everybody was enjoying. And somehow Indra saw this beautiful lady hiding behind the curtain. So he, after the program was over, he went and he grabbed hold of this lady, Aruni. He said, "Who are you?" And Aruni, or Aruna, he was a charioteer of sun god, so naturally he had lots of effulgence. So Aruni said, "Well, I'm not a lady, I'm not an Apsara, I'm a charioteer of Suryadev." Indra said, "Doesn't matter who you are, but you are in the form of this woman, I want to enjoy with you." See, this is what happens on the heavenly planets. So right then and there, Indra had a son with Aruna. Not a son, he discharged his semen.
कौन सा बिस्किट है?
Shashwati Mata, please. And then it was time for Suryadev to get ready. So Aruni ran from there and became Arun, and Arun came back to Suryadev, and some Sambhad looked at him and said, "What happened? Why you're rushing? What happened? What's wrong?" Aruna said, "Don't worry, I mean, we have to go. It's time for us to move." Suryadev said, "No, we still have some movements. Tell me what happened." So Aruna told him the whole story. Suryadev said, "Okay, show me the form of that lady that you took." And he showed his form of Aruni. And Suryadev also discharged his semen. So both these semens were there. And they were also brought by, I think, not Vayudev, I don't know who brought. But again, they also went to the womb of monkey, and two monkeys were born. So Indra's son was Bali, and Suryadev's son was Sugriva. Very powerful because son of demigods. But Suryadev asked Hanumanji to always protect his son, Sugriva. So Hanumanji said, "Okay." So moving fast forward, so when when Sita was stolen, kidnapped by Ravan, and Ram was looking for Sita, and they came to this place, Kishkinda, Rishamukh Parvat. Rishamukh Parvat was where Sugriva was in exile with Hanuman and his ministers because Bali had kicked him out. Again, big long story why Bali kicked him out. So anyway, so Hanumanji was sent by Sugriva to see who these two sannyasis are, because they look like sannyasis, Ram and Lakshman, but they were carrying bow and arrow. And they said, this doesn't make sense. So Hanumanji came and he recognized it was Ram, Ram recognized it was Hanuman, and Hanumanji brought both of them on their shoulder to Sugriva, and then alliance was formed between Sugriva and Ram. And Ram then killed Bali. You all must have watched it, the serial. And then there was this 4 months of monsoon. So Sugriva said, after these 4 months are over, I'll send the monkey army all around to look for Sita. So after 4 months were over, so armies were sent in all directions, Hanuman, Angad, Jaman. These are the main party, and they were sent towards south. They said, definitely Ravana has gone towards south and took Sita. So they came at the banks of the ocean, at the ocean, and I mean, they went through a lot coming over there, and still no sign of Sita. And they're ready to commit suicide. Even Angad said, "I'm going to commit suicide. I'm not going to go back and show my face to Ram, and that I was not successful." And maybe we'll die, and we'll die like Jatayu, but we couldn't serve Ram like Jatayu did. And they were talking. And somehow there was a bird there, and he woke up and he said, "Who took the name of Jatayu? And what do you know about Jatayu?" And all these monkeys, they had only heard about Jatayu, they never met Jatayu. And they said Jatayu did his service, and Ravan kidnapped Sita, and Jatayu tried to fight with Ravan, and he was killed by Ravan. And that bird said, "I'm Sampati, I'm brother of Jatayu." And then then the monkeys asked him, "What is your story? And how come you are here, sitting here, and your feathers are burnt, your wings are burnt?" So he said, when we were young, me and Jatayu, we both used to fly high up in the sky. And one day we both had a competition that who will go and reach sun first. So we started flying towards the sun. So when we reached closer to the sun was very hot and it was burning. I just covered my brother Jatayu. And so my wings were burned, but he was saved, but we both fell down. So I fell down here, I cannot move because my wings are burned. But Jatayu went towards Panchavati. But now you're telling me he got killed by Rama. So they said, yes, we are looking for Sita. So Sampati started standing up, and he said, some rishi told me that when these monkeys come and I give them the message of Sita, and my strength will come back. So he was telling them, I can see Sita. It was 100 yojan, 800 miles away, Sri Lanka. And he said, there's Ravan, and then the Sita is there. And he started standing up, and his wings were coming back. And when he finished the whole narration, he went back to the spiritual world. And he did his service. So now, 100 yojan, 800 miles. So again, there was discussion going on who should go. And finally, Hanumanji was selected, but Hanumanji was then reminded of his strength, of his powers by all the monkeys, especially Jamman, because Jamman is old. He is there from the beginning of creation, actually. And he had seen in his lifetime many of these Ramayana because he's there in every Ramayana. So they started telling Hanumanji of his powers, and Hanumanji started growing and his size was increasing. And then he took the leap from that mountain. And so yesterday we talked about of his journey to Lanka. So when he reached Lanka, so there was a gate and to enter into Lanka, and he took the form of a very small cat, and he was trying to just go through the gate. And then there was this Lankini, the guardian of the gate, and she stopped him. Hey, where are you going? Who is this? Where are you going? I'm Lankini, I'm the guard here, and nobody can go inside without my permission. So Hanumanji, in the form of this small cat, he just jumped on the shoulder of Lankini and gave him a big slap. And the Lankini fell down, and then when she fell down, she got him and she started laughing. Hanumanji was surprised. What are you doing? And she said, actually, many years ago, Brahmaji told me that when a monkey comes through this gate and wants to enter, and you will stop him and he will jump on you and he will slap you and you will fall down, that means that is the beginning of end of Ravan, because his whole dynasty will be destroyed, Lanka will be destroyed. And Lankini said, I'm very happy because I don't want to serve him. He's a Rakshas. So you go in. So Hanumanji came inside. And now the problem was he had to look for Sita. Now, he didn't know what Sita ji looked like, and he didn't know where to find Sita. So he went around the whole town, city, could not find. Then he saw this huge palace. Everything was made of gold and precious jewels and beautiful marble floors. So he went into the palace, and it was the time, night time. It was getting towards night time. He was going through every room of the palace, and he was surprised by the opulence. And finally, now we know Hanumanji is an ascetic brahmachari, but uh, Ravan, and in his palace he had thousands and thousands of beautiful queens. He had gone all over the universe and stolen so many princesses, and he made them his wives. And they were all drunk, and they were all sleeping in different ways. And Hanumanji, as a brahmachari, he had to go look for Sita through all these palaces, and he was going, and he was like, oh, but for the service of Ram, and he was always chanting the name of Ram. And then finally he came to this huge room in the palace, and this wonderful Ravan, like they show in all these serials. They show him very ugly and very fat person, but he wasn't like that. He was very good looking, very solid person. Because he was from Rakshas Jati, but he was an Asura. And he was very good looking, basically. I don't want to glorify Ravana too much. So Hanumanji saw him sleeping on his bed, and there was a white umbrella nearby, so he understood this must be the king, Ravana, and his beautiful queen, Mandodari, with him. And Hanumanji looked at him and he thought, oh, what a majestic personality. How much opulence he has. Only a way she becomes a devotee of Ram, then everything is fulfilled. But he looked at all the women. He thought this might be Sita, but that might be Sita. But then he said, no, it cannot be Sita. Sita can't be with Ravan. So again, he looked around, he went out of the palace, and then he somehow reached Ashoka Vatika, and that's where he saw Sita. She was sitting under the Ashoka tree, and all the demonesses were harassing her, and she was wearing this tree bark and always chanting the name of Ram. And then Hanumanji presented, I'm cutting long story short, I don't have time. So presented her with the ring of Ram, and Sitaji understood he is a messenger of Ram. And then Hanumanji told her, if you want, you just climb on my back and I'll take you back to Ram. But Sitaji said, no, Hanuman, it cannot happen like that. First of all, I have never touched any male except Ram. Ravan forcibly kidnapped me, but I never wanted to touch him. So I cannot touch you. Okay, even though you're like my son, but still I cannot touch you. Moreover, if I sit on your back and you take me all the way back, and what if you're flying and if I fall down by the wind and fall down in the ocean? And moreover, most importantly, she said, Ram has made a promise that he will come and save me and kill this demon. So I don't want his promise to go wrong. So you just go back and give my message to Ram that I'm waiting for him. So Hanumanji said, okay, and she gave him some jewels to show it to Ram that you really met me. But meanwhile, after that, Hanumanji said, okay, mother, but I'm really hungry and I want to eat some fruits. And this is such a nice garden. I want to show to Ravan also that I came here. So then he basically destroyed the whole Ashoka Vatika. And Ravan sent so many soldiers, and then his general Jambumali came. 80,000 soldiers Hanumanji just killed in one stroke. And then Ravan sent his son Akshay Kumar, Hanumanji just killed him. Then Ravan sent Indrajit. Indrajit came, and there was a big fight between Hanuman and Indrajit. Nobody was winning. All the sea, Indrajit had all like chariot and his weapons and his different shaktis he had. And Hanumanji was what? Hanumanji was just wearing one langot and one gada in his hand. And he was fighting with Indrajit. So finally Indrajit could not win, so he just shot Brahmastra at Hanuman. And this Brahmastra came and he just tied up Hanuman. So Hanumanji said, okay, this is a good opportunity for me to go and see Ravan and give him the message of Ram. So Hanumanji was brought to the court, and Hanumanji told Ravan that we're going to let you live as long as you want, with your opulences, all, and the message is, give Sita back. That's all. Ram does not want to kill you. He doesn't have any enmity towards you. Just give Sita back. And Ravan laughed. He said, give Sita back to these two Banvasis, Ram and Lakshman. What kind of bargaining is that? So anyway, long discussion. So then Ravan wanted to kill Hanuman, but Vibhishan said, no, you cannot kill a messenger. You can punish him, but you cannot kill him. So Ravan was saying, oh, Indrajit said, oh, see, well, you think you have so many powers here. I just bound you up. Hanumanji said, no, you didn't bind me up. I'm just letting myself in. So he just pushed little and the Brahmastra came off. So Brahmastra even didn't have the powers on Hanuman. He wanted to see Ravan, that's why. So Indrajit his jaws were dropped. What is this? Who is this monkey? So finally it was decided to put the fire of Hanuman, on tail of Hanumanji on fire. Hanumanji said, that's just great. And Hanumanji increased his size. And the tail became big. And they put lots of cloth and lots of ghee and they lit it up. And Hanumanji went one building after another, one palace after another in Sri Lanka. And he burned the whole Sri Lanka down. The buildings, the palaces, everything was made of solid gold. It wasn't even gold plated. It was solid gold. And the gold was burning and melting and going into the ocean. And so many demon Rakshasas got killed in the fire. And finally, after burning the whole thing down, and Sitaji was given this message, oh, Hanuman's tail is put on fire and he's burning whole Lanka down. So she prayed to Agnidev that please don't let Hanuman, don't even let any hair on the tail of Hanuman to be burned. Let this fire be cool for him. Let it burn Lanka, but let it be cool for him. And Hanumanji when he was burning, he was feeling that I'm not feeling any heat because of this fire. So he understood it must be because Mother Sita must be praying for me. So anyway, they came back, Hanumanji came back to Ram, and all the monkey army came back. And then the whole monkey army was brought to the ocean. Ocean first didn't give permission and then finally gave the permission, and Ram, the bridge had to be made. So 800 miles long, and it is said it was 80 miles wide bridge made by Ram. So all the monkey army, they were put to task. Everybody was bringing big rocks and big mountain peaks, trees, anything and everything they could lay their hand on. They were bringing, throwing in the ocean. And Nal and Neel were the architects of the bridge, and they were making the bridge. And Hanumanji was bringing big mountain peaks and throwing in the ocean. And in fact, it is said that he came to Braj and he saw Govardhan. And he said, oh, Govardhan will be a nice piece for the bridge. And he picked up Govardhan. But as soon as he picked Govardhan up, there was this demigods told him, no, the bridge is complete now. You put Govardhan back and you go back to the ocean. So Giri Govardhan was feeling bad that I could not serve Ram. But then there was an Akashvani message from the sky that you will serve Krishna when he comes in his incarnation. Don't worry, you will get your chance. So then he was happy. So Hanumanji came back, and then the monkey army, led by Ram, they crossed the bridge. They lay there, made the camp on the outskirts of Lanka. And then the message was sent. And Vibhishan told Ravan, give Sita back, take shelter of Ram, you will be saved, otherwise you cannot be saved. But Ravan wouldn't listen. And Vibhishan took him to the top of his palace to see the army of monkeys. He said, you see this army of monkeys led by Ram and Lakshman and Sugriv and Hanuman and Angad and Nal, Neel and Javan and so many powerful monkeys. You see them laying all around your Lanka, and there are still more coming on the bridge, and there's still so many more waiting on the other side of the ocean to come on the bridge to this side of Lanka. You think you can win? But Ravan was just proud of his weapons and his army and all the tricks he could do. And the monkeys, they didn't even have any weapons. And Ravan's army, soldiers, they had all sorts of modern weapons. And monkeys, what did they have? They had the stones and the tree branches, that's all. So that's all they fought with. But ultimately, because Ram was on that side, they became victorious. So ultimately, Ram killed Ravan. And before that, again, Hanumanji did so much of service, bringing Sanjeevani booty for Lakshmanji and bringing once Ram and Lakshman, they were shot an arrow by Ravan with the snake pash or nag pash, and all the snakes came out and they grabbed Ram and Lakshman. They both fell down unconscious. Of course, it was part of their pastime. So Hanumanji is the one who went and he brought Jatayu. Jatayu, come and do your part. You kill the snakes. And Jatayu came and killed all the snakes. And yeah, I think in this pastime only, when Ram and Lakshman, they were captured by this snakes, then the whole army of Ram, they were unconscious. And Jamvanji came to consciousness first, and all he asked was, is Hanuman okay? And now the monkeys were coming back and they said, why are you asking if Hanuman is okay? You have to be asking if Ram and Lakshman are okay. Jamvanji said, no. If Hanuman is okay, Ram and Lakshman will become okay. Don't worry. Hanuman has to be okay. So again, Hanumanji did so much of services. When Indrajit was going to fight with, Lakshman was going to fight with Indrajit, and Indrajit went to do his yajna. The yajna he was just postponing. He never felt a need to finish off that yajna. And Vibhishan told Lakshman that if Indrajit did this yajna, nobody can defeat him. So Hanumanji was the one who went and disturbed the yajna of Indrajit. Finally, Lakshman killed Indrajit, and Ram killed Kumbhakarna and Ravan. And they brought back Sita to Ayodhya. And when the Ram coronation was done, he was the king. But Hanumanji was still there, always there with Ram to serve him. He wouldn't leave him even for a second. So now everybody wanted to serve Ram, but then there was a problem. Hanuman was always with him. So then there was a deal was made that Ram said, okay, Hanuman, we'll give you only one service, so everybody gets a chance to do some service. Okay. So everybody planned that let's give this service to Hanuman, that just some menial service, that whenever Lord Ram is going to sleep, Hanuman should be there to do this chutki in front of Ram. Okay? And everybody was happy. Now we'll get a chance to serve. Ramji and Hanumanji cannot be around him all the time, 24/7. But still, again, the next day they saw Hanumanji was there. They said, what is this? We had this service for you. Whenever he is going to sleep, then you're going to come and do your chutkis. Hanumanji said, yes, that is true. But then how come you're here? He said, I don't know when he's going to sleep. So he could sleep anytime. So I have to be here to do this, snap my fingers in front of him. So everybody laughed, and even Ram laughed and said, you cannot get rid of Hanumanji. So let him serve the way he wants to serve. So this is his service. Once he was very hungry and he went to Mother Sita. He said, Mother Sita, I am very hungry. Give me something to eat. Sita said, just wait for a second. I'm putting on sindoor. And once I put on sindoor, I'll give you something. No. What is this sindoor? I'm hungry. So what is this sindoor? Sita ji says, this sindoor means this is for the pleasure of Ram and for his protection. If I put on this sindoor, he lives a long life. Then she turned around to get him something to eat, and when she turned back, Hanumanji was missing. She said, where did he go? He was, right now he was saying he was so hungry, and now he's left. He's like a monkey. But next moment he saw a huge orange color figure coming in front of him, standing in front. He said, who's this? Hanumanji said, this is me, Hanuman. How did it become orange? And he said, because you put little kumkum in your head and Ram can live longer, Ram will be happy. So I covered my whole body with this kumkum. Now Ram will live much longer and he'll be very happy. So that's why we see Hanumanji as orange color in our temples. So he has this special mood of service for Ram. So today we can pray to Hanumanji to give us some iota of that mood of service. In fact, I once made a comparison between Srila Prabhupada and Hanumanji. Of course, both are servants, both are devotees, we cannot compare, but just to understand. So Hanumanji went across the ocean and he brought Sanjeevani Booty for Lakshmanji to revive him. So Srila Prabhupada went all over the world, crossed many oceans, many times, and he brought this Sanjeevani Booty of Srimad Bhagavatam for all of us to revive our consciousness, because we have forgotten, we are pretty much in ignorance or unconscious state. So Prabhupada came to revive our consciousness by giving us this Srimad Bhagavatam as a Sanjeevani Booty. So we can also come back to our consciousness as self. So today being Hanuman Jayanti, and many other festivals are today actually. Lord Balram's Ras Yatra also there and other festivals. But today I thought Hanumanji has done so much of service for Ram and still doing, always doing. So we should learn from him. Should take some inspiration from him to serve that way. Hare Krishna. Any questions or comments?
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Enlightenment about Lord Hanuman. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I have a question. In fact, I had heard that despite Ravan having all the benedictions and so much power that nobody could kill him, except of course Lord Ram, Hanuman was in a position to kill Ravan, but he didn't kill because he didn't want to kind of take that kind of credit of killing Ravan when Lord Ram should have killed him. Is it also true that Hanumanji was kind of capable enough, much more capable to kill Ravan?
In a way, yes, because of course, after all, he is Ansha of Shivji. And in that way also he didn't kill because Ravan was a devotee of Shivji. But he could have. Yes, he had the powers. But he didn't want to take up this credit, like you said, of Ram killing Ravan. Because Ram had made a promise that I'd kill Ravan.
Thank you for the amazing class, Prabhuji. And gave entire essence. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, today it was a very beautiful class, and it takes classes, I think, multiple classes to talk about Sri Ram, Sri Hanuman, but it's like in one class you had given everything. I mean, all beautiful summarizing about.
I tried. There's so much more about Hanumanji. It's amazing. Can't cover everything about him. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Wonderful class, Prabhuji. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mata.
I hope going forward we will have a Ramcharitmanas also.
Very true,
I
Mataji.
guess
Very true.
that takes 24 hours. So maybe when I come to India, then we can.
No, not 24 hours.
Oh,
Yeah, see, bit pieces like half an hour class. Maybe on Saturday, Sunday, any, whenever Ram wants.
Mataji will have 24 घंटा का यज्ञ. Prabhuji when comes, we'll do that. Prabhuji.
वो थोड़ा टफ हो जाएगा ना 24 hours का सबके लिए is like going to be.
I know, but when Prabhuji will start, I know everybody will be so captivated.
वो तो है.
बच्चों को संभालना दिक्कत होगी बस. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. We'll wait for.
Okay. Thank you all very much. You all have a wonderful and safe day.
We have a class on Wednesday of RCM at 5 p.m. every week.
Oh, okay. Yeah. See, there is a Ram Bhakta there. Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Ram.
Hare Krishna.
Jai Shri
Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Krishna Prabhuji.
Krishna Prabhuji, thank you so much.